Absolutely. Good evening on this Friday night. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This Painful Excellence podcast. Smash the like button, share the video. Y'all know all of that stuff. And I'm gonna cook on some things here. And of course, these are things that they're not always spoken about, because they when you talk about failed relationships, you know what I notice? When the relationship is good, you always think of a woman smiling. I mean, think about that. Think of a woman smiling. When it's bad and the woman, you think of the woman frowning and the man looking like an absolute demon. I mean, that's how I used to see things. I'm like, man. So let me get this straight. When a relationship fails, it's a man's fault. That's what I was told as a kid. You know, when we talked about the burning bed last show, did we not? Or was that on my boxing show? I forgot. Talking about the burning bed. When you talk about child abuse, you see the kid crying, and usually when I was coming up, you didn't really factor in an abused mother until I saw that episode of Good Times. Shout out to Janet Jackson. Remember she was getting burned with irons? Remember that abuse show? She had the stepmother that was, abusive. Remember that? But as far as relationships are concerned, they never focus on. When I say they, I'm talking about society. They never focus on the abuse that men take. And what I want to discuss here is when the good guy tries with the wrong person. Shout out to Sean Price. He had a line. Niggas act tough like Bokeem Woodbine until they get slapped like Penny from Good Times. Boss. Sean P. Let's do this roll call real quick. The beautiful Almond Eyes salute, sis. How are you? And I didn't forget you. I just got a lot going on. We're going to talk. I got a lot going on. We're going to talk. The beautiful Love is the Word. How are you? Rod Neal, Jeff Sparks, Sam Mack, Snoopy Mack in the building, Todd Swindle, Derek Gaines, the legend in the building. Salute. King Corleone, my brother. Shogun 76, Ern Jordan, Edgar Chavez. Tay, ex-wife, what up? Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. The Village Brothers in the building. Salute. So, this thing came up with Kel Mitchell's ex-wife. We're going to get to that. He was on Club Shay Shay, and he went through some stuff. And it's like, in this society, it's like men aren't allowed to feel. We're not allowed to hurt. We're not allowed to show emotion. Two reasons. No one feels sorry for us. They're just going to tell us to man up. The bill still got to be paid. You ain't got time to cry, because if the household fails, it's on you. You know? Household fails, it's on you. It's your fault. G. McCall, salute. Also, if you show emotion, some of these women are what we call mental terrorists. Everything that you disclose to them, when your relationship goes south, they will disclose it to everyone around you, to the left, to the right, up, down, north, south, east, and west. And with social media nowadays, your business will be everywhere. In your deepest secrets, she now knows them, and she will use them as a weapon against you. This is why a lot of men do not open up. So, yeah. So what we have here is an example of good guys. I didn't say perfect. I did not say perfect. Let me say it one more time. I did not say perfect. I said good guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fair use a couple of interviews. So this is good with Papoose. Y'all know what was going on with Papoose, right? Papoose is one of the illest rappers that I've ever heard. And I didn't know how down to his woman he was until all of the stuff came out. Nicholas, what up? And it was very interesting when it came out. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man. Do you know he was at the presser for Bud and Errol? He was there. He was there. Me and Tay Jones was like, I like Papoose. Don't he kind of look like a young Samuel L. Jackson? Now that I said it, you can't unsee it. Look at him now. Look like a young Samuel L. Jackson, right? So yeah, let's do this. Fair use. He's gonna explain, what his situation is. Fair use. You heard that? He was focused on who? His wife. She had to tell him, stop coming up here every day. She became his entire focus. Don't these sisters say they want a man like that? You hear that? Can y'all hear it when I was playing it? Y'all can hear it? Let me know if y'all can hear it. Y'all heard it? This was some sad stuff, man. You didn't hear it? Wait a minute. Oh. All right. I'm sitting here looking stupid. My bad. Fair use, y'all. Okay, let's do it again. I goofed up. Listen carefully, y'all.
Definitely would visit when they, everybody got their own lives. So whenever they had time, they came up and visited and supported. But me, I was visiting her every day. At that point, I was like, this is more important. I need to focus on my wife. And I just visited her every day. And she used to tell me like, yo, you can't do this. You got to focus on your career. And I was like, yo, I don't care about that. So everything just got worse for me at that time. Like my whole world came crashing down.
Y'all heard that? Monster Musa, salute. Y'all heard it now? You heard what he said? He put her first. He put her first. Isn't that what these women say they want? He's driving up. Now, mind you, she's locked up on some stupid shit. She got locked up. Didn't she blast somebody? She was doing time. And he stopped what he was doing, running up to her. And, baby, I'm here for you. She's locked up. Isn't this is crazy. This is the reverse of roles. He's the rapper. He got all this tail outside. He married her. I could be wrong. I think he married her while she was locked up. Isn't this a twist of things? So here we have the shoe in the other foot. She's locked away. She don't know what's going on. She goofed up. She got some serious time. And her man married her. It was making trips daily up there. She had to tell him, yo, chill, go take care of your career. And he sacrificed for her. This is what women say they want. I've heard women say no man will do that. Do you know he's not the only person that's done things like this? There's dudes that don't have rapper money because he's pretty successful. Running up and to a chick that's doing what Remy does. Kane, what up? Let's hear some more. Fair use.
Wow, I haven't heard this part of the story before.
Oh yeah, man. I hit rock bottom around that time, man. Like it was real bad. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that she needed me, so I really didn't care about nothing that was going on with me. I was in the free world.
So, Remy Ma and Papoose ended their marriage, adding their names to the list of Hollywood celebrities who have broken up this month. When Remy Ma was caught cheating on Papoose with a little man, the fans are even dragging Remy across social media and accusing her of using Papoose when he has been nothing but supportive to her. What?
You hear that? And justifiably so. Held her down when she came out. She started thumping around with this dude. Let's listen to more. Fair use.
What makes this case even wilder is the fact that Papoose and Remy have been together for about 15 years now.
Oh my God. Seen and unseen, salute. My God. 15 joints? And she does this. What do you make of that? I'm just asking. So is he not the good guy now? You know what I've heard? I've seen a lot of things on Instagram. I just go into the comment section just to read, some of the foolishness. And of course, the immediate deflection is what? Well, he wasn't up there with her all day. What was he doing when he came back to the city? Why's it got to be that? He was going up to see her every day. She had to tell him to stop. Makes you wonder, while she was up there, maybe that young dude was coming up there. Don't come up here so much. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, come through. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, old boy's coming through. Wasn't he doing what a man's supposed to do? He put her first, putting in miles on the car, however he was getting up there. 15 years. 15 years. You know what's crazy? Maybe I missed it. And anyone just stuck a mic on the face and say, Remy, why you do that? What was her justification? Because I missed it. There's a whole new rap battle league that she got, and that dude, what's his name? This dude's name is Easy the Block. Bro. And here's the trick. I heard, Remy is like in her 40s, right? I heard this kid is like significantly younger. Significantly younger. She's just laying and playing at this point. So is he. Because he ain't gonna be doing the rap battle thing for a whole career. He has other things he wants to do. Easy the Block Captain, that's his name? I don't know. I'm not into the shit anymore. I'm not. But thank you. Easy Pass, the Block Captain, whatever the fuck. These guys, they want to do albums. He don't want to be the rap battle league. That's sufficient. Now they all want to do other things. He might want to do acting, collaborations with other rappers, other R&B singers. He wants to flourish. And he's going to be around a whole bunch of other chicks. Now, here's the deal. Remember how we say when men age is different for women? Remy's already in her 40s. I need you to listen carefully. I don't know how old this kid is. I heard he's significantly younger than her, in his 30s. Showtime Major, salute. Now, when he gets to his 40s, she's going to be in her 50s, mid-50s probably. And gravity's going to take over. The boobs are going to sag. And, maybe she's going to get some plastic surgery. Maybe she's going to hit the gym or whatever. But there's only so much you can do. But as he gets older, he can, Main Biker, what up? He can still mess with chicks 20 years younger than him. Why? Because women are attracted to power. being handsome does help. But women are attracted to power, especially in the entertainment industry, because there's going to be a bunch of chicks trying to come up. And when he becomes the dirty old man, what is she going to be? The dirty old chick? Dude's going to be like, I ain't trying to eat that 60-year-old box just to get in a rap battle league. Didn't she leave Papoose? I got all the Papoose albums. She left Papoose to fuck with that guy who's not dealing with her anymore. She's going to be used and abused. She had a good man, y'all. Now, am I lying on this? I'm saying how this could possibly go. Walt, man, salute. Alboski, salute. This is what can happen. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying the picture I painted. A decade from now, God willing, everybody's healthy. Is she still gonna be with old boy? I don't know. I'm gonna say I doubt it. You know what it is? It's new, it's fresh. He's a little younger. You know, at my old job, there were a group of guys. I mean, they were so cool, but they ain't no but. I'm just saying they were so cool. The thing that I realized though, there was legitimately a 12-year gap between me and them. So there was a lot of things that I didn't identify with them. I didn't listen to the same music they listened to. You know, they'd be like, yo, what you doing this weekend? Yo, let's go to the club. Let's go turn up. I'm like, turn up? Nigga, I take naps. I'm tired. What you mean? Got a family at home. Turn up. On a birthday or two, yeah, I went out with them. Yeah. And I'll be in the club like this. They're like, oh man, the old man gotta go home. You goddamn right. I've been up since 5 a.m. How are y'all doing this? And I remember when I was that age, I was doing the same shit. I'd get out of bed at 6 a.m, go to work, go to the gym, go back home, take a shower, shave, go out, come back home at 4 a.m, eating White Castles, charged up. I cannot do that anymore. I cannot. You understand what I'm saying? And when I was around those guys, and they were funny, man. They were funny. But here's what I noticed: the women on my job that were my age, they took joy in hanging around them, and they actually hung out with them on the weekends sometime. But it looked weird because they were my age. And I said, yo, I can't hang with them. I gone to their, 2 of them had birthday parties, and I felt so out of place. I didn't dress like them. I was the old nigga in the club. And you know what I did all night? I talked to the bartender. It was a woman there who was closer to my age, and I was just in the corner of the bar posted up, and we were just talking. And the manager of the club, dude, you know, he came over, he said, yeah, these got to be your coworkers. I said, yeah. I was out of place, and they were down there, you know, listening to Pusha T or whatever. I don't listen to that. That's not my music. It's not. And I was just sitting there, I was just talking with the grown folks, watching the kids. But these chicks would go hang out with them sometimes and then come back to work on Mondays talking about what a ball they had. And I'm just looking at them like, okay. What I'm saying is they were reliving their youth through hanging out with these young men. I ain't mad at that. But I'm sleepy. And I don't have no need for that. And one thing I say about those brothers is that, you know, when it came to real life stuff and they stopped joking for a minute, they would look to me and ask me questions. And if I could offer advice, I would. If I felt comfortable, depending on what they were going through. And They came to me individually with stuff from relationship advice to, should I buy this car? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. How much do you make here a year? Oh yeah, you make that much? The car you're looking at is $20,000 more than what you make here in a year. Is that smart? And they go, oh yeah, exactly. I mean, shit like that. Shit like that. So not to get too far off topic, but Remy Ma might be, because she's in the hip hop industry, and I don't think it's cool to be old in the hip hop industry, especially in the battle rap industry. Y'all do know Jay-Z is almost 60 years old, right? He's that old. But you watched him progress as an artist. He went from rapping about the projects. I've been a supporter of Jay-Z since probably, I don't know how old y'all in the chat, there's probably one or two of y'all that were born in the 90s. I've been supporting Jay-Z since 1988, 89. Yes. And I watched him grow. Street dude, singing about what he used to do in the streets, to grown man rap music, to you see him now, right? The type of rap music he puts out, it's not corner standing music anymore. It makes you think. It's not for these kids. You understand? There's a message there. And maybe Remy Ma, she's going through something and she's trying to maintain an image. And I'm saying that the best image for her was to remain married to her husband and amplify what he did for her and celebrate the bond that they had when she was going through trouble in her life, and tell the young ladies that not every man is a dog that's up to no good, that's going to do them dirty. Instead, you have a bunch of brothers looking at P.E.P saying, I'm not going to be that shit. I'm not trusting no chick. Look what Remy did to her. Now, Remy gave these dudes something to stand on. And you know what's bad? Remember when I did the Kevin Samuels review of that, when he had to straighten out that kid who blamed his mother for everything, and Kevin was like, no, it's not your mother, it's your dad. Y'all remember that? I'm the only person that I've seen online that reviewed that. I did one Kevin Samuels review. One. Nobody's done that with that segment. And that was the most important segment I've ever heard. Granted, the atmosphere, when everyone thinks that he hates women and all this other stuff, I'm like, oh, they missed this? They missed that? That was crazy. So, yeah, exactly, Nicholas. Yeah, so I guess P.E.P was lame. One of the best rappers today, Land 2 and 6, salute. Trooping the bed with his woman, I guess that was lame. It's not like he was broke, not like he was a deadbeat. He was lame though. Did anybody catch a video that you can direct me to where she explains why she left him? Because I'm sure if he was abusive in any way, shape, or form, that would have been the first thing we would have heard. No, fuck that, P.E.P. You wasn't doing that much because you was whooping her ass. And mind you, she was in jail for shooting somebody. And he stuck by his woman. So I'm not going with the hypotheticals. What was he doing when he was down there? He was probably beating his dick. Who knows? I don't know. I know he was going to troop the bed with her. And this is when she got out, this is what she did. Let me hear what else this person has to say.
And everybody thought that things were solid between them. He even stuck with her when she was in prison for an entire 6 years, since in July of 2007, Remy was apprehended following an incident at a Manhattan nightclub where Makita Barnes Joseph was shot. She was convicted on charges related to assault, possession of weapons, and attempted coercion. On May 13, 2008, she received an 8-year prison sentence. Remy consistently said that the shooting was unintentional. Papoose stood with her all the way, and he was never caught cheating on her or even talking to other women while she was behind bars. He was the literal definition of ride or die, and he was even willing to marry her while she was in prison. But then he got caught trying to sneak her out of prison. He literally risked getting into legal trouble for her. And if that—
Oh my God, what? This brother risked his freedom trying to sneak her out the pen. What the hell? Now, I could be a douche and be like, fellas, you hear this? This is why you don't trust these hoes. Listen to Snoop. Listen to Snoop. Doggy Style. He dropped a lot of gems about these women on that whole album. Am I lying? And looking back at that how old is Doggy Style? Like 30 years old? Looking back at that album, was Snoop like kind of right? Because I'm my own thinker. I was able to listen to rap music and say, okay, this is fantasy. I don't live this here. It's fantasy. It's fun to listen to. And that whole album, he didn't miss a beat degrading a woman. He did not. But then when you look, let me ask y'all, because all of y'all heard it, males and females, with the atmosphere now, yo, was Snoop wrong? Maybe I should do a song, but maybe I should do a whole show to these rap artists. Remember they were talking about, oh, why the rap artists degrading women? Well, damn, everyone's on the internet, everyone's on Instagram and Twitter. Yo, were they wrong? Think about it. I mean, really think about it. Are they wrong? Really think about it. That might be my next show. I'm gonna pick the craziest albums or the craziest songs. And I'm gonna ask y'all, were they wrong? Now, mind you, I was able to listen to that stuff as fantasy. To me, listening to those rap albums back then, it was like watching a movie. I didn't live it. When Onyx came out, everybody ran and shaved their heads. It was a hairless style. I was about to say hairstyle. It was a style back then. I listened to that whole album and said, okay, it's fantasy, but I loved it. Doggy Style. Snoop was the first West Coast rapper that I accepted because he didn't rap like everybody else, but he still had his own West Coast swag. That term swag wasn't used back then. He had a West Coast flow. He represented where he was from, but I liked his wordplay was dope. So I said, all right, I fucks with Snoop. And I'm like, man, he's hard on these women, aren't he? But looking back now, look at the atmosphere. Because when the rappers was doing that, Babyface was out. I'll pay your rent. I'll lick your feet soon as I get home. I'll rub your back. You remember all of that. LL Cool J making love to these chicks on the mic. 12 Play came out. R. Kelly. But the rappers was like, man, no matter how you treat them, you're still going to get tail from them. And all that paying that rent and shit, they're still going to, you know what's happening? Babyface, you're paying her rent and licking her feet. When you go to sleep, she's calling me. She's beeping me. There was no smartphones in the 90s. She's beeping me. Saturday night, meet me at the hotel. So the rappers was getting laid by the chicks that the R&B dudes were singing about, treating them well. Y'all remember a rapper called Apache? What did he say? I need a gangster bitch. You remember that? Come on, y'all. Tom, what up? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. He said, I need a gangster bitch. Remember that? So I'm listening to all this music, and I'm like, wait a minute. And now, 48 years old, and I'm looking back like I'm looking at this shit online, and I'm like, this behavior ain't new. Chicks been cheating on good dudes. I've seen it. I've seen it. Chicks been doing that. Not every dude is bad. Papoose, he's not the only person to go through this. I know dudes that's gone through not this exact, but similar shit. Like, yo, why'd she do that? How many chicks you know? How many things you've seen where chicks say, yo, I don't want to fuck with him. Why? He's too nice. Y'all seen all of these things. You seen these, what's that show where you get to pop the balloon? You line the chicks up, dude walks out, they start popping the balloon, talking about what? I ain't like his shoes. I ain't like how he walk. His hairstyle ain't working for me. But then when you reverse the roles, you know how I like to do it, reverse the roles, what do you get? The dudes, they don't even start talking about the outfits. They just talking about, oh, what do you do? And, 5 kids? Pop. Oh, okay. What do you do? You do hair and what else? You're an influencer? Mind you, never heard of you. Okay, let's pop that balloon. And these chicks be ready to fight. I just saw one of those shows where he had to make a decision. Everything was shaping up with all the chicks. Well, 4 of them. And he just had to he said, I got to pick one. He popped her and she was like, why? He said, I don't know, your slippers. And she went off. These slippers cost more than you. And look at you. And, bitch, you standing here. Why you being a sore loser? Hard win, what up? You understand? Chicks been like this. I know a lot of COs, right? My uncle was a state corrections officer. He was a captain. The stories he told me, chicks would come up and see the dude and he'd be all crying. Oh yeah, baby, I promise when I get right. Oh my God. And she crying, he crying. She get up and leave and they get up from the fucking table. Oh, that bitch. And then the next day, a different chick will fucking show up. And it's the same thing. Oh, when I get out, I promise I'm gonna get right. Then she leave and he's laughing. He had options. And guess what? They're going to see a man behind prison. That's in prison, behind bars. Guaranteed there's a dude on the block somewhere that'll do right by her. And she's just looking right over him because he's lame. There's a website. I spoke about this before. There's a website that shows these women how to date a man in prison. There's a chick, I guess this is job description. She lives in Dubai to be a human porta potty. And then these bitches get on here and say, this is why we chose the bear? I'm lame and I'm proud. All I need is my pension. Let's say I was single. Fellas, all you need is your pension, your credit score, and a gym, and a proper diet. And you need to be the best version of yourself. Because if you're the best version of yourself, what you put out, women will be attracted to you. Become the best version of yourself. Women smell, they smell success. And that's when you exercise your options. No. Yeah, come here. Let's go to breakfast. Not dinner. Let's go to breakfast. Let's do breakfast. You want me to get real petty? Let's get petty real quick. You take a chick to breakfast. See what she orders. See if she gets all food groups. Look at her. Say, okay. See what she orders. I'm not kidding. Let me give you a gem. Y'all ready? Let me give you a gem. "25 years ago, I used to do this. You take a chick to breakfast. Let's say she's a little overweight. Fine. Sit down. She looks at the menu. Listen to what she orders. She better have all 4 food groups there, and a substantial amount of protein, something healthy, and her caloric intake at that table needs to be fitting to what you see. Now, if she's slim, she still got to be eating right. If she's a little overweight, you know that she's conscious about her weight and she's working on it. So you don't have to discuss that. Does it make sense, fellas? Does it make sense? If genetically is making her slim, let's say you're in your 20s and she's genetically slim, but she eats like a pig, you know if you make a life with her, what she's going to look like in a decade or so. Especially if you meet her mom and she's built like a goddamn linebacker, but she's slim. You're like, wait a minute. I know what I'm gonna be dealing with. And she don't watch what she eat. Her mama looked like that in her prime. You didn't even have to ask her if she's health conscious. She'll tell you over the dinner table. Or the breakfast table. Because if she eat like a pig during breakfast, you know she eat like a pig the rest of the day. Tell me I'm lying, y'all. The International Quiet Storm salute. You see? Does this make sense? Did I just drop a gem for the ladies? And I'm not being disrespectful. Dapper Don, salute. Go to breakfast. Don't go to dinner. You want to see how she starts her day. When that waitress says, what can I get for you, ma'am? Coffee or tea, fine. Maybe some OJ, fine. Let me get 8 pancakes, extra bacon, 1 sausage, put some ice cream and butter on it. Let me get the blueberry pancakes from IHOP with the sprinkles. No, I'm sorry, because chicks are too good to go to goddamn Applebee's or whatever. So they ain't gonna go to IHOP. You could take them to a pretty good place, see what they order. And if they order, listen, y'all, if they order over 1,500 calories, you know what you're dealing with. And you ain't got to say anything. You're like, she don't care about her health. She ordered a Belgian waffle with extra butter, dumped syrup on the goddamn thing. Extra sides. How you gonna order extra bacon? Because this happened to me. I took Shorty out. This was 97. Took her out for breakfast. We went to a nice diner on somewhere up in Yonkers on Central Park Avenue. The diner's not there no more, but it was nice. And I'm gonna tell you what it was. It was a breakfast buffet. It was very nice. Eric Jordan in the building, salute. And I sat there. I wanted to see what she was going to do. She got the plate. When she came back, she had a big-ass Belgian waffle. You have to go to the guy so he could make it. So he made a Belgian waffle. A big old pan of bacon. Now, I don't eat meat, y'all, but bacon smells good. And she had she just took the tongs and threw it on the damn plate. There was like 7 to 8 slabs of bacon there. Right? And then had some home fries on the side of that. Had a big old, they had the machine with the orange juice in it. Big old cup of orange juice. And then had a bowl of fruit on the side. Then took the syrup and dumped it on there. I mean, she cleared that table like a hurdle. And I'm sitting there with some fruit, some home fries. And back then, I was eating animals and I had like a sausage or something. And I'm just sitting there and I just looked at her plate. I didn't say anything. When she finished, she got up for round 2. I said, I know not to talk about the gym. I said, hold on, I'm sorry. I said, I don't need to talk about the gym with her. Now, if she had ate that and then revealed that she's she's trying to be in the Olympics and I have to burn off. If she'd have let me know she's in some sort of activities where I know she's going to burn that. I was looking at 2,500 calories on that plate right there. I was looking at it. I'm like, damn. Okay. I already know. And I didn't say anything. I didn't judge her. But, I mean, we didn't get in no relationship or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, this is a chick that when I get up and say, hey, babe, I'm going to the gym, I don't want to hear shit. You need to be coming with me. If you're not coming with me, don't suck your teeth when I'm going. But this is a chick that doesn't care about her health. She just told you. And like I said, if she did that in the morning, what is she doing for lunch? What is she doing for dinner? And if genetically, because she's still young, she has a little figure, when everything slows down in the next decade or so, how's she going to look? Never mind that, right? Because, it's not, we're not allowed to be visual, right? How about this? What are her arteries going to look like? Eating that Belgian waffle. She took the waffle, she took 2 corners of the waffle and made a bacon sandwich with the butter melted in it. And it's a nice place. We got to come back here again, right? I'm like, oh, shit. Yep. We sure do. She was cool. But not what not what I was looking for, man. She ate like a powerlifting dude, man. Come on, man. Stop. So anyway, ES, salute. Let me see what else has to say about our poor brother Pap.
That's not love? Then I don't know what is. He was then banned from seeing Remy for 6 months, so they ended up pushing the wedding further, but eventually exchanged vows over the phone. Remy and Papoose have been the ideal couple goal since then, because they're just so good together. They welcomed their daughter, Reminisce, together in 2018, and things have been great between them ever since. Papoose has always chosen to honor Remy, publicly saying, a man has to honor his queen if she disagrees with something. He has to take her perspective into consideration going forward. He can't just totally disregard her point of view. Happy wife, happy life. Well, look.
Oh, no. I'm done with that. Y'all hear this? Okay, I'm going to go here. Now, Pap did it his way, right? Godfather, what you think?
Bullshit.
See? What did Godfather tell us? You got to put yourself first. She has to come and add to the team. Exhibit A. Because he let her lead in a sense, and she's a convict. 6 years in prison. He did everything that these chicks asked to do, and what did she do? The moment she got a minute, she left him. Did any of these women on The View, did anybody grill her and say, yo, why you do that to him? Did I miss that interview or something? Did anybody, 88, what's good? Did anybody say, Remy, why the fuck you did that? They talked to old boy. I heard Pap put hands on him. That's what I heard. But my God, did anybody corner her? Anyone from the sisterhood corner her and say, hey, why'd you do that? Anybody? Dapper Don's in that super chat, much love. He said, Drew preaching. Went on a date with a slim, thick Kenyan woman in Kenya. She only ordered a salmon and salad. Same with my Colombian girl, only in America. Hey, bro, listen. That breakfast, that's a hack. that I was telling brothers to do. And they say, yo, you right. And I say, yeah, when you eventually meet her, look at the moms. See what you're working with. I'm not wrong. Salute that, Badons. Yeah, that's real shit, man. That's real. He said they were all quiet. Yeah, none of the View and who those cackling hags that got on Ice Cube that was telling him that black women aren't included in the Black American package he tried to give to Donald Trump. They got a show. Right? And salute to Vivica A. Fox for admitting that 50 Cent was the one that got away. Right. You see what I mean, bitch? Red Lipstick Bob, salute. You see? You blew it. You blew it. He's the one that got away? You're Vivica A. Fox. And he got away from you? Okay. How'd you let that happen, Beth? What happened? How'd you let that happen? Fox Soul. Did they have Remy Ma up there and say, girl, talk to us. Tell us what did he do, girl? Did they even try and pander her? They didn't. You see, they turned a blind eye on all of this shit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Kel Mitchell from Keenan and Kel. This was the most unbelievable shit I ever heard.
My ex-wife, she was pregnant at the time. So all this was going on at the same time. And so this frustration, and the reason I'm explaining this to you is because I want people to understand the mindset of, you know, what might happen to young actors and the things that they're going through. You know, we see it all the time with the suicide rate and with actors and what goes on. And I was friends with a lot of the actors that are not here anymore. And so just the process of the things that you deal with, right? So, you know, button heads with this producer, says this thing. At the same time, my ex-wife is pregnant. We're dating at this time. And also, too, as I'm going through all of this at the same time and dealing with this whole process, I'm upset about it. I called my pops and I'm just like, when that happened with the producer, I'm upset. And he was just like, hey, yo, you know, did he disrespect you as a man? How do you feel? The man I am today, I should have told my dad, yeah, come on out. Because he said, yo, I want to come out, be there with you. But I said, no, it's all good. I handle it. It's all good. And what I did was I just said, you know what? All right, I'm going to just do my job. And I'm going to do the best at what I can do. But as far as everybody else, you know what I mean? It's just me right now. And I'm just going to make this show happen the way that I do. And because at that point, it was a thing of I ended up going from here to here, being a kid, and then now being an adult. My mom was my manager at that time. And with my mom...
Mom was his manager at that time. Man, these things always go left, man. Oh yeah, Vivica, Megan Good. They let him get away. How'd that happen? See what I mean? Weird shit, man. Fair use.
I'm being my manager at the time. I didn't want to tell her I got a girl pregnant. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it was someone that was a manager and I could have just told him. Yeah, but I couldn't tell him at that time. Yeah. So it was like, oh shoot, I can't tell him this. You know what I mean? And so I'm dealing with that. Because, you know, I'm dealing with that the whole time.
So he got a girl pregnant,
we trying to hide it,
right.
You know, type of thing.
She's just eating a little more than what she should.
Yeah, right. And I'm having this frustration, you know, with this writer as well too, and that's going on. And then I remember she was just like, "Yo, I want to have an abortion," right? And dealing with that too as well, with no one knowing. So no one knowing we're doing that, and I'm still. Hey, welcome to Good Burger, home to Good Burger. You know, doing all these shows, making people laugh and all these different things because I've been on, you know, Good Morning America, all these different, you know, interviews and shows and telling people about suicidal thoughts and emotions that you might go through. And I never really pinpointed who the person was or who it is, you know.
So listen, y'all. While we was watching him years ago, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, man. Take your order. He was going through this. He knocked up a chick. And he's trying to do the right thing, and she wanted to delete the pregnancy. Let's listen. Let's listen to more.
Or the things that were going on. And this is what is going on. So I'm just from sharing it with you.
Right.
And so within that process of going on with that, it's an emotional roller coaster that was going on at that point. And so that happens. And then what I end up doing right after that, ended up getting her pregnant again. Throughout that process.
Now listen. What do I always say? You young brothers, listen, man. Even when you're an adult, some of you brothers don't have no penis control. I mean, really. Let me tell you something, man. Sometimes you got to go whack one out in the toilet or something. Look, we're in the age of technology. You can get Pornhub or X videos or whatever it is y'all watch on your cell phones now. Go whack one out so you could think straight. Go whack one out so you could think straight. Because what happens is, some of y'all, man, y'all act like this is the last chick in the world. Knocked her up twice, man. I don't know what's going on, man. His father was in his life, man. Sometimes you got to keep it a buck and be like, yo, do not. It's ridiculous, man.
And then ended up getting married, right, as well.
He married
and
this
so
chick.
While that's going on with Nickelodeon, I'm sort of like about to be on my way out. I became this, I don't want to say, what's the word? It's more of like, one lady ended up saying it like this, where she called me the Tupac of Nickelodeon. You know what I mean? So one of the people that we work with, I wouldn't say that, but this was what's said about me. And so because of the point where I just was kind of like, hey man, this is going to be my show now. I'm going to do it this way. Right. And I didn't agree, and I didn't tell anybody what that, producer had said to me at that time. And what was going on, and what was said. And even what I was going through personally within my life, what I was going through, I wasn't sharing that with anybody. Right. And that's a lot of a problem when you isolate that. And within that process, you can go through a lot.
Try and get to the nitty-gritty.
And going on. Right. And I didn't trust anybody at that moment either. Me not sharing what was happening and holding all of that. Right. And dealing with that. Be dope to pick it in, and we both do that because we had a room, and all these producers excited about doing this movie. Right. And she ended up telling me that the baby that was aborted wasn't or anything of that nature. I was just working constantly, working on the show, and within doing that, and then at that time too, I ended up marrying my ex-wife. Because we had another baby. We had a baby, mm-hmm. right? We had the abortion, but then we had a baby. Mm-hmm. And she ended up telling me that the baby that was aborted wasn't mine. And so within that process...
What in the entire hell? Mr. Shelton, what up? Reset Common Sense. What's good? Y'all heard that? Delete one, kept one. Tells him the one they deleted wasn't his. Now, he's a young kid dealing with this Hollywood stuff, dealing with producers, trying to cut deals, trying to, watch his money and all this other stuff. Chose this chick to be with. Gets pregnant, deletes the pregnancy, gets pregnant, keeps the kid, and then tells him, hey, listen, when we deleted, that wasn't yours. There you go.
Says, you are immediately married within a lie already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So the marriage was never the same after that, was it?
No, it was. This is at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? This is right at the beginning. And so within that process,
she probably should have kept that to herself.
Well, I'm glad she didn't. And so within that process, with that being known, it was just like, yo. And now I'm on TV. All this, I'm still on TV. All this thing, and I don't have time to really process that. And she almost, with even in being, the pregnancy, She almost died within the pregnancy, so that was a hard time too.
Right.
And I remember some of the writers coming to the set, to the hospital, and they were like bringing presents, and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, cool, thank you. And then they were like, yo, when can you be back on set?
Yup.
And it was just
Bro,
like,
you see what I'm dealing with?
Yeah, we'll see what I'm dealing with. But
now listen, that shit ain't personal. They got a job to do. They got deadlines to meet. And he's a star player. They done signed contracts. You up. We understand you're going through some tough times right now, but we need you back on set, bro. When you think you're coming back, it's not personal. And you find out later, especially for this chick. Right. Fair use.
No shout out to, no shade to them. They were doing what they were told as far as a job to see if Kel can be back on set. And I was the one that, ended up getting someone pregnant, around that time. But I'm just setting up so you understand what was really going on when we get to 2004. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In that process. So and now knowing that this, the kid is mine, and then now leaving the show, on Nickelodeon, and then I had Mystery Man, this big show, and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, that's gonna be it. You know what I mean?
These
and learning
Nickelodeon
within
kids
that
get
process
fucked
too,
off.
where it was like, hey, well, no, I don't want to renew on all that Kenan and Kel. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I already know what's going on as far as what's happening within this realm of what's going on with the show behind the scenes and what's going on with me. And I was just like, yo, I'm ready to leave anyway. And then Mystery Man didn't do as well as we thought it was going to. You know what I mean? As we thought it was going to do within that process. And then just navigating through that, now being a father. And here's the thing about it is that the reason I didn't have anybody relate to, because I was the first one out of the entire cast to be married, to have a house, have kids. And Kenan, Nick, none of them could relate to that. They were still being kids. And also, too, there was this process of, I got it all together. I already know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And that's...
Now, what did I always say? Remember when I said, Clarence, what's good, brother? Now, listen. Remember when I asked y'all brothers, did y'all ever be around a chick that was a young mother? And every time you was in a group cipher and y'all start talking about life stuff, she will always interject, and her word was the last word because she knew everything. She's a teen mom. And I'm a teen mom, and no, it's not that way. It don't go that way. Trust me, because I know. No. You know what I know? You're just a chick that made a mistake. That baby don't make you smart. That baby is a reminder of the mistake you made. And you don't reserve the right to tell me shit until that baby is raised correctly. Show me how you recovered from that mistake. Show me the success in raising this child, whether the baby's father there or not. Until then, you need to shut up. The only thing you can contribute to this conversation is, you see this baby? Don't do this. See what I mean? So now he's saying he's going through something similar. Now he's not a know-it-all, but he got his life started on some adult shit before everybody else in Nickelodeon. And he was dealing with that. But no one could tell him anything. Why? He's a family man in his eyes. But look who he chose to make a family with. Fair use.
That's what I was doing. You know what I mean? To me, it was like, I can handle this. Right. No.
You couldn't.
No, you can't handle this within the Star Power, because you're really going through something that is really deep, and you need to let people know, and let people know how you feel, and let people know what's on your heart, what's really going on. But I kept it in and was like, I can handle this. Yeah.
You mentioned a lot of some of the kids, actors and actresses that you're around. Life had gotten so overbearing that they didn't feel they could go on.
Yeah.
You mentioned Amanda Bynes, and you see her in conservatorship, and you see her dealing with her issues.
Hold on, let me get.
My ex, we had very toxic relationship. You know what I mean? As you can imagine from the start of it all. You know what I mean?
It's hard to rebuild something after a lie.
Yeah, bro.
If it was founded on a lie, it's gonna fall eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And it went from bad to worse, with the things that were being revealed, and it was a lot, it was other times. She had gotten pregnant, other things, and it just got to a point.
She had gotten pregnant again?
Yeah.
While y'all were together?
Yeah.
And it wasn't you?
Not with me.
Ah, come on, Kel. What?
Y'all heard that? In the relationship, she got pregnant again. Mark Wonderlick 2 times in there. Let me show y'all Shannon Sharp's face when he said that. Exactly. You see that shit? And he stayed. Now, in no way, shape, or form, he said the relationship was toxic. He didn't say he was perfect. But she ran out and got knocked up in a relationship. And this is the second time. You hear that? Fair use.
It wasn't me. It wasn't.
And you stuck around?
Yeah, I stuck around. But here's the thing. These were things that were being revealed.
She telling you this?
No.
How did you find this out? Because I want to know how you found this out. You read a letter. You got to it through the phone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So how that one went? There was a thing where we weren't having sex anymore, and we weren't doing anything anymore. Just because
you weren't having sex. Clearly, she was.
Bukaki.
You hear this? Fair use. He said you weren't having sex no more, but yeah. She getting, somebody was blasting those cookies.
Yeah, it's just because of I knew what was going on.
Right.
And I was like, yo, what is even happening? You're not coming home. You're not doing all these different things.
And y'all man, she not coming home. Y'all man.
Yeah.
Now listen, man. Let me ask y'all a question. He wouldn't be high value by the way it was explained due to his age. But he was a young upstart, high 6 figures, well established. What the bro? What was this? Yikes. Fair use.
Yeah. But then this was, back then.
Yeah.
We praying for it now. It's all good.
Yeah.
But this is what the process of what I was going through.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so now as this is going on, there was a time, get some more soda.
Now I need something stronger than soda, Kel. You telling me that right here.
Go ahead, brother.
I mean, you had one,
Yeah.
you aborted that, but that wasn't yours. She told you didn't know you had one of your own, and
Yeah. Well, yeah. There was a situation where there was a guy, and I had a feeling, you know what I mean, that she was
Did you know him?
talking to somebody. It was one of her friends that used to come over, right? And
Nigga! No. His dad was in his life, but you know what? I bet you he was so ashamed of his own behavior, he couldn't bring himself to tell his father. His father would have probably blew a gasket. Imagine your son tell you this. Like, nigga, what are you... Get away from her before I kick your ass. And by the way, she had a pregnancy which almost took her life. Fair use.
I was working a lot. You know what I mean? So it was one of those situations. And so I was dropping off the kids, and then go to work, and you know how I go. And so one day I decided where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the car and just kind of like go searching where she might be, because she ain't come home. And so I got in the whip, went driving around, saw her whip, looked different, and I saw it, and I said at the hotel, I was like, yo, okay, there's a car at the hotel. I go to the lobby, you know what I mean, to go walk into the lobby. Turns out dude just come walking down the lobby about to go to the car, my car, and then she was driving, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh.
Nigga, it was his car! Exactly, Rod. You're dropping off kids and your woman. He's driving around, found his car parked somewhere, and ran into homie. But listen to how he handles it, though.
Okay, what's up? Take me upstairs. Let's go to the elevator, let's go together. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? We go up, we don't need to fight, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I already know what it is.
Right.
So we go up, of course she's surprised, within the room. And, we walk in, I walk in there and I'm just like, hey, okay, so this is what's going on. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? All right, and this is what you're doing? Okay, so, and I walk out, because I'm like, I'm not about to fight over someone that...
she already made a decision.
Yeah, you made your decision, we done been through it.
Did she come out and let me explain?
Yeah.
Why did that explain? Offer without explanation.
Explain. I'll go to the car. After I went to the car, then there was this, I was like, yo, I need to go back. And I went back because now I was like, well, I felt disrespected, so now I need to go do something. After I went back, so then I'm going back up there. Cops came, everybody came up at that point. And I remember this cop told me, he said, hey, yo, I seen this type of woman, this situation. You need to get out of this situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Need to get out of this situation. Mm-hmm. Like a goofy, still stayed around. You know what I mean? We said we was trying to make it work for the kid.
Fuck no. Are y'all hearing this? And I'm gonna tell y'all something. This bitch, she jumped on her, I think, TikTok and did a response to this. Listen, she got pregnant 2 times in a relationship with him. There's nothing she can say. But I'm gonna stick around for the kids, right? All right, fair use.
It's, you know what I mean? Trying to make...
He admitted he was goofy for that, but go ahead.
Make it work for the kids, but it just wasn't working out. You know what I mean? Trying to make it work, and she ended up getting pregnant by another guy. Now, how that situation...
What? You hear this? She got pregnant again after that. Again. See? Now, I was just talking about Snoop Dogg's first album. And I remember how disgusted and outraged that women were when you heard bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That is just so disrespectful. Now, I didn't play that. I was living at my mama's house, of course. I didn't play that shit out loud because my mother is offended by shit like that. Because why? The women he was singing about and rapping about, that wasn't my mama. But you know what? I bet you my mama grew up around certain women that people wrote songs about. Those songs didn't come out of nowhere. Check this out. What's a groupie, y'all? What's a groupie? The chicks that pop up behind stage. The chicks that whenever it's All-Star Weekend in your city, they put on their best clothing or skimpiest clothing and they show up at the hotels looking for the NBA players. What's a groupie? Those are the hoes and tricks that Snoop was talking about. This is a chick that on the way to being high value. He wasn't high value due to his age, but he made a good living. He touched the M, I'm sure. The Good Burger movie. Well-known brother. And again, I'm not saying he was perfect. God, this is the third pregnancy. Again, look at Shannon's face. Bro. These niggas wasn't lying. These rappers was right the whole time.
Happened was that I was at the hospital. She had a sickle cell trait.
Mhm.
So she ended up, I'm thinking it's that.
Mm-hmm.
We go in there and the doctor comes in and says, yeah, so you lost the baby.
Squeeze me.
And I was just like, hey, yo, what? You lost the baby? And I'm like, oh, I know that's not mine. And so I lost the baby and I'm like, okay, so she was pregnant at that time. And this was just like, what was going on? You know what I mean? Within the relationship.
That was rough,
but then
bro.
it's also doing movies, doing TV shows, doing all these things as this is going on, not really telling anybody anything.
Right.
I wasn't telling my parents, telling my family what was going on.
Just said it. He wasn't telling his parents, wasn't telling his family. You see? Just said it. He just said it. He just said it. Do you think that this is Hollywood dudes, right? This is a Hollywood dude right here and a rapper right here going through similar crisis with a woman that they chose and they did right by. Not perfect, but did right by. Now, his baby mama, Kel's baby mama, I think I got the response queued up. I'ma check. And she was just rambling. But she had a successful man. And you know what she never said? Same thing Remy never said. He was a narcissist. He was verbally abusive, financially abusive, physically abusive. Bitch, you ain't say none of that. Very believable. I'm gonna stop saying unbelievable. Very believable. Y'all don't know how common this is.
You know, so now all these situations are happening, and I get to the point where I'm at, 2004 up there. And the thing about it is that I would drink, to get out of such, emotional, all of this mind, because it was just kind of like, making people laugh and doing all these things. But then also this is going on too as well. You know what I mean? And so I got to the point where I'm about to do this. And the reason I did that was because I went to Canada to do this movie. And we had the relationship was just toxic at that point. So now I'm here and I get a phone call and she's this guy, that she wants to be with. And I was just like, okay, yeah, y'all need to be together.
What?
You know what I mean? Like, let's do this. But then I'm also dealing with the embarrassment of all of this situation. What's going on? I don't want people to know what I'm going through, all this situation. And I just felt like at that point it needs to be a reset button. Just because I looked at my parents and how beautiful their relationship was and how this relationship was not being that at all, and how what I thought marriage would be wasn't that at all. And then even just the navigation of this industry as well and what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to hit an off button at that point, and I felt like that was the answer.
Right.
I tell people, you know, I heard something tell me, hey, yo, Kel, get into a room, lock the door, and get off this balcony. I know that was God now.
So, if y'all don't know, that brother was about to commit suicide, y'all. He was down that bad that he was about to jump off a fucking balcony. You know, trying to make it work with a chick that clearly wasn't worth it. And I do have it queued up. Now, this is his baby mama. And this is her response. Yeah, Mr. Shelton, she, Louis Henry, what up? She fucking around with that younger kid. Yeah, I was talking about that before you pulled up. So this is Kel's baby mama. This is it. Fair use. Let's turn it up here.
So, Kel, who is this person that was pregnant? Because it was not me. Like, who was this? And then other thing is, like, how do you remember all these pregnancies, but you don't remember your kids for, like, years? Like, I don't even know, 13, I don't know, 14. And then how do you remember all these pregnancies, but you don't remember Nick, you know, in my cheerleading outfit, right? Like, how does your memory work exactly?
First of all, we are now 34 seconds into this rhetoric, and I don't understand what the fuck she's talking about. What is she talking about? Exactly, Mr. Sheldon. This is my response to Kel Mitchell. She's rambling about, this is her telling her side. Remember what I said? Exactly, Harwin. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. She's babbling. She's babbling. Oops. Oh, shit. My bad. I ain't mean that. Harwin, hold on. I ain't mean that. I meant to wrench you up. I'm on the wrong fucking page. My bad. Wait, give me 1 second. There you go. That's my bad, Harwin. There you go. Type something. Harwin, type something real quick. I just wrenched you. That was my bad. I was on the wrong fucking thing. Harwin, type something real quick. I tried to give him a wrench and I hit the fucking hide button. All right, I got you. All right, good. Okay, we good. I didn't mean that. That's my bad. So she's rambling. What is she talking about? What is she talking about? Well, let's see. 34 seconds in, what is she talking about? She's nitpicking at little arguments. Remember when I said, you know, it wasn't perfect. I'm sure he did some stupid shit. But 3 pregnancies within the marriage? Well, let's see what this babbling fool's talking about. He said, Dapper Don says, Drew, her rambling reminds me of Brian McKnight's ex-wife rambling about nothing. Yo, listen, everyone is down on Brian McKnight, but did y'all forget when he explained about his sons? Whom, I might add, you ever heard his sons sing? They sound like him. But he said, yo, I'm doing all of this and that. They don't want to do anything. He said this like 4 years ago. Online, he was like, they don't want to do anything. What am I supposed to do? No, they're not rich. Brian McKnight is rich. He's trying to lead them and they're lazy. He said they don't want to do anything. So he got out of that. He got away from them and got out of the marriage because they was bringing him down. People forgot about that. He said that before these pictures came out when he remarried and accepted those new kids. And that's it. Because the family that he made, he felt disrespected. And when he said, yo, I got these boys, they don't want to do shit. I do remember seeing them on stage and he gave them the mic, and those his sons could sing, bro. They sound like him. They sound like him. So they have a gift. But he said they don't want to do anything. He said that, no matter of fact, it was more than 4 or 5. It was like 7 years ago. These are my sons. He's like, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to get jobs. Your last name is McKnight, and y'all could sing. Hey, Dad, let me help me put out this album. Hey, Dad, let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me do that. He was talking about that a while ago. So then when he says, you know what, I'm done. I can't deal with it. I saw her response, and I couldn't make it out. I was like, what's going on? It sounds like this chick. Now she's just talking about shit that we supposed to care about. Look, all I know is that you got pregnant 3 times while you was married to a good dude. Now, one point, let's see if she says, oh, he went upside my head. Let's see that. Let's see.
Because you remember lots of things about me from a long time ago. And it just kind of odd, like how your memory works. Like, you don't remember... I don't know. Do you remember your daughter in a car accident? You remember your son losing his tooth? You remember taking your...
What the fuck does any... What is this? Okay. The interview is about his failed relationship with you. What are you talking about? A child car accident? Was he drunk driving? What about the child missing a tooth? Oh, I'm sorry. Did all of this happen while he was working? Because remember when he said, yo, I was working. These Hollywood jobs, when you're working on TV and movies, it's demanding. You could be up and out your house from 5 in the morning and won't be back in the house until 4 a.m. the next day. This is work. And while you're working and making millions of dollars, this is the chick saying, you're never home. That's why I suck comfort. I look for comfort in another man's arms, and I got pregnant 3 times because I felt neglected. What? This is what we doing? This? Some chick will dissect this like, oh, well, what happened with that car accident? Where was he when that happened? Oh, what happened? Oh, he wasn't home to see the baby's missing tooth. You see this? You see how I paused it right here? That's the look when she was looking at him saying, baby, wait, I know you walked up on me in a hotel when I drove to the hotel in your car and I was getting plowed, but you gotta understand. And this is her in his face trying to make him understand while she was getting plowed in the hotel, while he was making millions of dollars on some Hollywood shit, trying to work. And she's talking about babies missing teeth. Guess what? Tell me about it. Video it. I'm at work. Because all of this shit we living in, this lifestyle that I'm trying to, provide for you, I'm doing it for the family. At what part do you justify being a whore? Because that's just what she is. Now she's talking about babies missing teeth in car accidents. When it would be easier to say, yo, look, I'm sorry. Write your book on how to apologize. Write your book about accountability. Did anybody pull this bitch up? Did The View or Fox Soul pull this bitch up and say, well, what's wrong with you?
Your kids' money? Do you remember being completely physically, mentally abusive?
There you go. She's lying. She's lying. I'm telling you, she's lying. Watch this. Physically and mentally abusive. Where the police reports? Y'all know when Judge Mathis, when they get in there and be like, yeah, well, he hit me. Or she be like, he hit me. The dude be like, yo, that dude hit me with a bat. And he says, all right, He tweeted, that's assault. Where's the police report? Did you call the police? And he put his hand out like this. And they were like, yeah. Uh-huh. If he did all that to you, where is the police report? There isn't any. She's full of shit. She's lying.
Do you remember that you used to beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me?
Let me bring it back just a little bit. Which direction is she looking? This might go over y'all head. Which direction is she looking? She's looking to the right. I ain't even gonna go there with y'all. I can tell she's lying. She's full of shit. She's lying. She's freestyling. I don't believe her. All of that, he's a black man, a Hollywood man in the middle of movies. All she had to, one phone call ruins him. One phone call ruins him. One. Why do you think she didn't call the police? What, she was scared? She could have took the kids if she spit them out. I know they have one. Could have took the kid, took half his shit or 75% of his shit, and he would have literally been working for her. And she would have been the new face of black female domestic violence and been on a ton of shows and wrote a book. And he'd have been a piece of shit to Hollywood's eyes. And that's another black man getting dragged. Do you see why? Do you see why I'm not entertaining the Brian McKnight story? Wait, hold on. Let me move this bitch out the way for a second. Do you see why I'm not entertaining the Brian McKnight story just yet? You see why? I knew that was coming. I knew people were going to gang up on him and say he's a weirdo because, by the way, I think his new wife is like Asian or something. And they painted him this picture. They painted him like he dumped his black family to accept this new family. You think he just did that? Let me fix my camera. There we go. Y'all think he just did that? You think he just did that? You think there was no build up to that? You think he just up and, listen, man, some of you people, males and females, y'all remember how Waiting to Exhale started? Everything was all good with Angela Bassett, and he just said, look, I'm leaving you. And it turned out to be a white woman. And to her, it was out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere to her. And that's how the movie started. I said, damn. Every black woman's going to identify with this abuse? No. I'm telling you, when Brian McKnight said that about his family, about how goofed off they were, I saw that. You know when I saw it? I'm going to tell you when I saw it. That was when I still used to... how many phones ago? Because I got to remember shit with phones. I done went through a ton of them. That was when I still had World Star Hip Hop on my phone. That was like my second or third smartphone. And he was talking about it. They're lazy. They don't want to do anything. What more do I want to do? He was talking about that back then. It was a long time ago now. They treated me a certain way. What am I supposed to do? Take care of him? I remember watching it. I said, is that Brian McKnight talking like that? Who's he talking about? His sons. And then they cut to him on the stage with his sons, and his sons could sing. I said, man, they're good. They got bass in their voice too. I said, God damn, they're next up. But he's talking about they don't even want to get jobs. They don't want to do nothing. They're underachieving. And he's saying, I'm about 2012, main biker. That's how long ago this shit was. It was a long time ago. He was like, you know, I'm not the bank. He felt abused, and he was speaking out. And you know when he spoke out, you know when I was reading the comments? Guess what they were saying in the comments? Man up. Stop bitching. You know what the woman was saying? Nigga, you rich. You supposed to take care of them. You supposed to lead them. This was way back in 2012, 2013, y'all. I know I saw that. So that, and what made me remember it was when he got on his social media and made this announcement. I didn't know in between that he got a new family and accepted her kids, or I think he procreated with that. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing. But they're looking at him, oh my God, you done ditched your black family. You's a weirdo and all this. Look, a lot of y'all don't know what I just told you. He been trying to fix his sons for a minute, but he said they don't want to do it. He was talking about that like a decade ago. He was at his rope's end. And when he got on social media and said, that man got on social media to vent, y'all told him, shut the fuck up. That's what I read. I was reading it like, damn, a nigga can't have no feelings. I was saying that back then. Back then. I said, yo, his sons don't want to do nothing. He's venting. Go to therapy. Get offline. Don't nobody care, man. Nigga, you rich. Stop bitching. Stop moaning. These are men and women attacking him. And now he's with the new Filipina, with her family. And they love him. And they're honoring him. And he done left his wife alone with those two kids that he created. That he told us 10 years ago he felt disrespected. And instead of them fixing it, they did what they did, smoke and talk, salute. They did what they did. He moved on and said, all right, fine, fuck y'all. Now he's the villain. This Brian McKnight shit is not out of nowhere. I'm telling y'all that. It's online. You got to look for it. Because you know why? When he did that, he didn't have as much gray on his face. It was like it was a long time ago. It was like almost a decade ago. I remember watching that like, oh shit. It's not out of nowhere. Don't let them paint the picture on a black man like that. And ladies, I know a lot of ladies feel disrespected looking at that. You feel for that black woman, but I watched some of her trying to respond, and I'm like, I remember what this brother said almost a decade ago. I watched it. I said, yo, if he's online, this is Brian McKnight. What the fuck? He can't go to therapy to fix that. He has to go to family therapy. Obviously, they didn't go. What's the point of him going to therapy saying, yo, how do I fix this? Divorce. Man, I know Dapper Don, bro. I mean, it's like niggas just walking to the building like they know what's going on, you know what I mean? So then when we go back to Kel Mitchell's baby mama, now she's on here rambling about missing teeth, car accidents, and now he abusive. Where's your police report? I don't believe you. See what else this whore, because that's what she is, has to say.
You beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me when
look at her eyes when she says that.
Me and choke me and strangle me and hit me and choke me and strangle me and hit me and choke me and strangle me. You beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me. You beat me and hit me and choke me.
Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
Beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me. You beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me. You beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me.
Oh my God. This woman is lying. I know Sister ES, how he's acting. First of all, his children aren't his children anymore. Those are grown-ass men. Those are grown-ass men. And I'm telling you, I'm going to look for it. I'm telling you, I saw the video. And I'm sure I saw it on World Star Hip Hop. I don't even have that app on my last 5 phones. 5 or 6 phones. a long time ago. And I'm telling you, he was complaining about the lack of drive that his sons had back then. So enough was enough. He got the hell out of Dodge. And now he's the villain. Everyone, all they see is a black man with a non-black woman accepting her family. And the kids is like, Dad. And when he got on social media and said, yo, I fucking tried. No one saw that though. How much abuse are you supposed to take as a parent when you've done everything you can do? Y'all ever knew that mother-daughter or son parents or you know whatever the parents and the children that don't speak? The parents like, yo, I did all I could, but the kids like, yo, I don't fuck with them. I've seen it. Those are not kids. Those are grown-ass men. And I remember him doing a video saying they don't want to do shit. Brought them on stage. Those two young men could sing. I thought that they would have an album coming out. I'd have bought it. That's how good they are. And he's talking about they don't even want to get jobs. So you mean to tell me the millions of dollars, the legacy that he's created, they just want to lay up in his house? That's abuse to him. If he's going on tour somewhere and his plane go down, incidentally, he had that Back at One shit, sad video, because the character died in a plane crash. What happens if that really happens? Then what? What's going to happen when the money runs out of that will? He felt abused. That's what I'm saying. His behavior is not out of nowhere. He didn't just see a Filipina and say, hell with my black wife, hell with my black sons, I'm going to go this way. I know what you're saying, sis, but what I'm telling you is about a decade ago, he was talking about how his sons were being abusive to him. He was saying that they were lazy back then. He said they don't want to do anything. What do you want me to do? That I know what I saw. So when I saw it again, I said, oh shit, he finally ditched out on them? Shit. It took me back. It's like 10 years old. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it, and we're gonna do a reaction to it. It's like a decade old. I know I saw it. I was watching it like, oh shit. And this was way before the world just hopped on it now. When they ain't pay attention to him saying that shit until a decade later. Now he got a Filipino wife and he ain't fucking with them no more. Now he a villain. I'm telling you, I saw it. That's what I'm saying. Nobody remembers that shit. But I'll find it, ES. We'll do a reaction to it. It's all good. Oh yeah, Mr. Shelton, they were grown back then. They were grown on the stage singing with him. They were grown. And he was like, okay, you don't want to be in the industry. You can't get a fucking job. Get a job. Not every Hollywood actor, you know, they have kids, they want to be in the industry. A professional wrestler that I spoke on, SD Jones, used to live up here in Mount Vernon. His son went to high school with my older brother. Just a regular dude. Some of these cats don't want, they're like, yo man, mom or dad, I barely saw them. They were always working and shit. Fuck all this music shit. I ain't trying to do that. I'm just gonna get this job, and I know they're gonna hold me down if I make a financial mistake, but I'm gonna be my own person. There are kids like that. Sylvester Stallone's brother, nothing. They threw him in a movie as a spoof. What was it what was that movie where dude played Santa Claus's brother? They had a scene where it was the brothers of famous people, and Frank Stallone was sitting in a cipher with a bunch of famous people's brothers. It was funny as hell. And when it got to man, what was that actor's name? I forget his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about though. They say, okay, well, who's your brother? He said, yeah, my brother is Kris Kringle, Santa Claus. And I think Frank Stallone looks at him and says, "Come on, man. Why are you here wasting our fucking time, man? Are you serious?" He's like, "No, seriously. My brother's Santa Claus." And they threw his ass out. That shit was funny as hell, man. But it was Frank Stallone, and it was a few famous people's brothers. And when you saw their face, you're like, "Oh, that gotta be so-and-so's brother," whatever. Frank Stallone looks just like Sylvester. He just got a goatee. He looks just like Sylvester Stallone. It's like when you see him, you're like, "Oh, that's Sylvester Stallone's father. I mean, his brother." Harmonized in that super chat, she said, "Nah, he wrong. Talking about them buying cars and paying rent for the knocked up stepdaughter and her first kid. He should have just stayed quiet." I don't know the full story. I know the video that I saw. It sounds like a lot of dysfunction going on in there. And I'm not saying everyone's decision was right. I'm saying no one remembers 10 years ago I don't know if it was even exactly 10 years ago, but he did a video talking about these niggas don't want to do nothing. I'm like, there's something there, but people are watching it, and you know how people are. They jump on the bandwagon of hate, and they just say, "Hey, man, all we see is non-black wife, new family, he's happy, and the black wife, the ex-wife, is now on doing what this chick is doing." They see her hurt, and that's all the people identify with, because it's a lot of trauma bonding in our community, and I don't have none of it. But I'll review it. I'll find all the videos that I can find, and we can have a conversation about it, because I don't know all of it, but I'm like, nobody remembers that shit from almost a decade ago? That's strange. But we'll talk about it. But back to this chick.
When I would come out the hospital because I have single beta thalassemia disease.
Okay. I don't know what single beta elemental P disease is, whatever the fuck it is. No one cares. You was coming out of the hospital because, wow, you had another abortion.
Do you remember that?
Look, you had all these problems. Was that the reason why you was laying up under some dude? I wonder if it was the same dude that she was smashing the whole time.
Do you remember that you were addicted to sex? Do you remember that? Do you remember me?
Okay, he was addicted to sex, but you wasn't fucking him. You was fucking somebody else. At least 3 times.
Catching you with a man.
Whoa. Let's go back. Do you remember me catching you with a man? There we go. Now she accusing him of being gay. Nothing's complete until the chick accuses you. You know you've made it when a chick accuses you of being a homosexual. I was waiting for that. I knew it. Now, once again, I stopped the video. Look at her fucking face. Look. Let me ask everybody in the chat. After hearing his side, and I let her talk for 1 minute and 24 seconds. Who do you believe? Who do you believe? Kel's was just having a conversation. She's responding out of raw emotion. She's making herself be the victim. I want to know if she now he gay, right? Right now she's just firing shots. He wasn't firing shots at her, because if you listen to the whole interview, at the end he starts talking about how he almost committed suicide over this. He almost committed suicide over this. He almost jumped off that balcony. He almost committed suicide over this, and he actually gave himself to Christ. And he forgave her. But because he spoke about his experience with her, the 3 pregnancies that he had nothing to do with, the 1 child they have, in 1 minute and 24 seconds, she started talking about her disease and something that he touched on. He said the pregnancy that she did go through with their daughter, She almost died. He was there, and he stuck in it. He stuck with this for the child. But he kicked her, punched her, and he gay. In a minute and 24 seconds, all she did was drag him. You see why he almost jumped off the fucking balcony? You see? See what else she says. So now he gay.
Do you remember that? Do you remember you using the money that I created to pay for?
Oh my God. She keeps... Oh. She keeps looking to her right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is lying so bad. This 14 minutes of this shit. Oh my God. Pay for an entire woman's place.
For an entire woman's place. Do you remember that? Do you remember, taking the kids to Chicago and not telling me? Do you?
Oh my God. Okay. She's a victim. Can I ask y'all a question? Does anybody believe her? Anybody? Does anybody believe a word she said? It has been a minute and 45 seconds of her playing victim. Kel told Shannon everything, as embarrassing as that shit was. And all I heard was 3 abortions. He walked up on her with the dude at the hotel while that she took his car. Got another medical event happened, right? Found out, oh, you lost the baby. Oh yeah? Another one? Guess what? Wasn't mine any goddamn way. Does anybody believe her in the chat? Anybody? 14 minutes of that shit. Mark says, I still haven't forgave my wife, but I stayed for my daughter and my sons. Would have been good. See? I told you. Mark said he been going to do some bullshit with her, but he stuck around for the kids. Either you stick around and just become a goddamn ironing board, you just taking the abuse, or you can get a new chick like Brian McKnight did, or you could jump off a fucking balcony head first, like Kel almost did. The choice is yours. '88 says she ain't telling the whole story. You know what? I think Kel told the whole story. What she's trying to do, brother, is she's trying to justify her getting pregnant 3 times within that relationship. That's what she's trying to justify. And guess what? That's the 3 times he know about. She was splashing the whole time. Whole time. Man. Shout out to Kel for learning from that experience. He turned to Christ and it saved his life. He was very genuine and very forwarding. He was forthcoming with the information. He admitted that he made some mistakes. Did he step out on this chick? More than likely, yes. You heard what I said, right? More than likely, yes. But did he create another baby? I don't know. I can't watch 14 minutes of this chick. But she's playing victim. 1 minute and 45 seconds into this thing, all she said was him. You forgot you did this, you did this, you did this, you did. Okay, so because he did those things, that what you said in a minute and 45 seconds, car accidents, babies missing teeth, that drove you to get spanked by, spank is what we used to say around the way, code word for getting smashed on. Getting spanked by other men, 3 pregnancies. He said, "Play a little more." Let's hear what this scallywag has to say.
You remember unilaterally filing for divorce and then moving back in with your mistress? Do you remember that? It's just your memory.
Filing for divorce and then moving back in with his mistress. Sounds like he was trying to get the fuck away from you because you keep getting pregnant by other people. This is amazing.
It's so strange. Like, do you remember that you didn't have any money for 5 years and the studio told you that, basically told everybody that you were dead?
What the fuck does that have to do with you sleeping around within the relationship? You was married and getting pregnant. What is this? What is this bank account? You see she's bringing up his bank account? Brothers, this is why Kevin Samuels said, put your shit first. If she's not on your game plan, she's useless. This chick was useless. Almost made him jump off a fucking balcony. I'm not saying that kid Kel was perfect. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying that. Sounds like she stuck around just to hurt him. And I know there's chicks like, well, who cheated first? Irrelevant. Because guess what? If he cheated first, why the fuck she stuck around? Where's the abuse in that? If he cheated first, she should have left. She stuck around. Why? Because he was worth something. Past that, what did she do? Get pregnant 3 fucking times. And salute to you, Mark. That's what we're here for. We're not therapists. Well, I'm not a licensed therapist. I don't know how many licensed therapists. I know we got brain surgeons and lawyers and stuff, but we share our life experiences and hope that it helps someone. Someone could hear something and say, you know what, I'm going through something similar. Oh man, I like listening to this brother or sister in the morning and the afternoon. They make me laugh. They get me through my day. That's what we're here for. Exactly, main biker. Kel was the richest guy she could attract. You think that this bitch is going to get another Kel financially, famous-wise? No. All she's going to get is that dude that's going to bang her, knock her up, and drive the car that she drove up to him in that Kel paid for. And you know what? He's away from her. I bet you he could do better than her, whether it be a male or a female. How about that? How about those apples? This is disgusting. Let's see what else you got to say.
And so I had to write a pilot for you. Do you remember that I wanted to be a mathematician, but instead I decided to be in a rap group with you? Do you remember that? Do you remember that when no one else was talking about you, I produced and wrote Kelviel's Live? Do you remember? Do you remember I also wrote and produced Ganked? Do you remember that? Do you?
Shannon Sharp asked that shit. He just started talking about his failed relationship with you. Now, what she's saying, all of it or some of it may be true. Here's my thing. What does any of this bullshit have to do with you fucking and getting pregnant 3 times during your marriage? If he was this much of a drag and a loser, how about leave? The world is yours. Leave, take the kid, and take him to the fucking cleaners. Man, this is disgusting. I can't, man. I can't. It's on YouTube. Look for it, man. Listen, I'm gonna do probably my next live. Were the rappers right? And I'm gonna think of the most vile, disgusting, woman bashing, perceived as woman bashing songs from my era of rap, because they still do it now. But I don't listen to Drake and these other dudes. Young Thug, he about to do a bid or whatever the hell. But I know a lot of songs from my era, and I'm gonna ask, were these niggas right? because I'm listening to what they were saying, and I can't help but to recall what these women are talking about on the internet. Snoop is like, see, this ain't new. Only thing that's changed is technology. This isn't new. My dad said that. He said, man, this ain't new. You know, he said back in the day they had something called mail order brides. He said back in the day, he said, yeah. I said, Dad, they got websites teaching women how to date a man and find a boyfriend in prison. He said, it's not new. Back in the day, girls used to come back to the block. Oh, girl, yeah, I went up there to see my man, and he got a friend, and he's like this, and you need to come up there next time, and you can meet him. Tons of free men in the free world. And this chick is hopping on the bus to drive upstate for 2 hours to see a nigga behind bars. It's not new. It's not new, y'all. So were the rappers right? Well, we're gonna see. Get out of here. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. We'll be back here Monday. And I appreciate y'all. And make sure y'all take it gently.